Hi, today we are going to see the chapter 13, Our Environment, from the class 10th, on some students' request. So, here, our environment means here anything that is surrounding us or some other animals. That's called as environment. We'll disturb here. We have heard the word environment often being used on the television, like in newspapers and people around us. Our elders tell us that environment is not what is used to be earlier. Means there is change in the environment. It can be like a physical environment or it can be people surrounded near to us. It means physically or in living conditions. So others say that we should work in a healthy environment. Means your surroundings. Simple meaning is that your environment is surroundings. It can be anything. Okay. And the global summits means some countries will gather together and will have a meeting. Okay, a discussion. That type of things will be called as summits, involving the developed and developing countries. But they'll say regularly held to discuss environmental issues. Here, meaning as environment surroundings like air pollution, water pollution, okay, crude oil problem, these things, ozone problem, all this stuff issues is called as environmental issues. In this chapter, we will be discussing especially how various components, remember this word, components in the environment interact. So with each other, how and how we impact the environment. It means the two types of components will be there, living and non-living in the environment. Again, in that bifurcation will be there, okay, and how they are interacting between them, like living organisms, like plants and we human beings interacting each other. Okay, human beings and animals, we are interacting each other. Animals with the plants. So there is a always continuous, rigorous interaction is there between the organisms that place. Okay, that is with each other. And how we are impact the environment is a surrounding. So here environment means we are also depending on environment and we are making the trouble to the environment. So we will discuss this. Okay, in the introduction, he is saying that whatever surrounding us will be called as environment. Okay, and it should be healthy and sometimes it will be impacted or disturbed by us. Okay, this is introduction. Now, an environment is everything that is surround us. Understand this, everything surrounding us, which includes both living and non-living. That is here living. Okay, environment is not whether it used to be earlier, means it can be non-living also, or if is comparing with the nearby friends or students or people, it can be living also. Okay, both living and non-living. Remember this environment includes both living and non-living, the first point. Okay, next. Here example of the living such as plants, trees, animals, microorganisms. Okay, which adapt themselves to their surroundings. Means they will adjust, like plants will adjust in the soil and the water. If there is no water in summer season, of course they will be impacted. So like this. And these are non-living. Here non-living is there, no. So soil, water, temperature, along garbage. It's a waste of and pollution. So this is the chapter, today's chapter. Okay. Again, in this chapter, what we are going to discuss? First is ecosystem. Ecosystem means the interaction between the living and non-living. Okay, ecology. Next is organisms. What is organism? Okay, and how many types of organisms are there? That we'll see. Food chain means organisms depend on other organisms. So that's called as food chain. Like a deer will become food for the tiger. Okay, tiger may have once died, it will become food for the vulture. Like this. Food web means one animal will be eaten by different animals, and one animal have option of its prey food on different organisms. It's a network web. Biomagnification means here magnifying means increasing. Okay, magnifying. Sometimes in some cases the pollution will means gather accumulate in the every level of organisms. Ultimately, in the topmost level, it will accumulate more and more. So that is will be problematic. Okay, so this is called biomagnification. That is accumulation of harmful chemicals in the topmost position of the food chain. We'll see this. Ozone depletion in our on Earth, in our climate, that is in that atmosphere, we have ozone layer O3, oxygen plus half oxygen. O3. Okay, that is very important for reflecting the harmful rays. Next, waste production and their solution. Due to human adaptations and habitual changes, we are producing waste nowadays compared to the older days. And how to tackle this problem. Next, biodegradable waste. In the waste, two types will be there: biodegradable, non-biodegradable. So those things we have to see. So this is the topics, nearly 8 topics are there. Okay. Again, ecosystem has two things: biofactors, abiofactors, like plants, animals, microorganisms. These are the living organisms. This is not living organisms, it's a living things, or not, it's a non-living. So non-living things. Okay, living factors are living things or non-living things, are living organisms, non-living things. Light, temperature, water, air, soil, rocks, rainfall, wind. So these all are introduction. Okay. Now we'll see topic. Okay, here ecosystem and what are its components. Ecosystem. Okay, ecosystem is nothing but it's an interaction between living and non-living things, living organisms and non-living things. This is the definition, should remember. Okay, see, an ecosystem is a system consisting of biotic, abiotic components that function together as unit. Means they are depending. See, if the plant has to survive, it needs soil. Not only soil, it needs water. Okay, and water comes from the rainfall. Rainfall comes, or it will be helped by the wind. So wind is nothing but air. Okay, so light also important for the plants to grow. A temperature should be suitable. Like in summer, plants will not grow much well. Most of the plants. In the rainy season, rainfall occurs, they'll grow like this. Rocks are also important for the holding or giving anchorage for the roots. Like that for plants, all these are helping to survive. Okay, if the plants are growing, they'll die. Okay, they will get buried and they'll become into small depleted nutrients. Then that soil will become into proper nutritious soil. So like this, if this has to change, then these living organisms are depending. Suppose if the plants are growing well, they'll hold the water in the soil. Okay, if the trees are more, then they will stop the heavy clouds because the rainfall will occur. Okay, wind will be good because of trees and leaves. So like this, plants are helping for this changes in the abiotic, and abiotic is helping in the plants. Like suppose animals need food. Okay, animals need land to stand. Animals need water to drink. Animals need rain. Okay, animals need rocks to hide. Okay, so like this, animals need air, temperature, light. Everything is important. So this is called as interaction between living and non-living. That is nothing but biotic means biological. Biological means A means here no. Okay, biological, non-biological components that is function together as a unit. In short, we can say that interaction also we can say. Okay, here we will say, see, an interacting, okay, of organisms in an area together with the non-living things or constants of the environment form an ecosystem. Same thing. So here few words you have to remember. One is interacting, okay, of organisms among themselves. Okay, you have to say. Then with the here together means in an area together means many organisms like cows depending on the plants, and plants depending on the human involvement, like this. All organisms, it may be animals, it may be plants, microorganisms. Then with the non-living, these are the abiotic factors, non-living. Simple. Okay, that's the definition. Interaction of living organisms with the non-living things, okay, of the environment is called as ecosystem. Environment you can keep. Why? Because suppose if you think of fish and frog, insects, depending on themselves, within them together, then they're depending on the water and the soil. Okay. Of that environment, in this here, in what is environment? In that case, pond, water is environment. In the case of animals, outside animals, land and air is atmosphere is environment. Like this. This is the definition. Okay. Before that, what is said? All organisms such as plants, animals, microorganisms, and human beings, as well as the is one point, as well as the what is saying physical surroundings interact, okay, and with each other and maintain a balance in the nature. Okay, like if all the plants are removed from one area, then that is not a normal ecosystem. It will become a desert. So like this, to maintain balance, they have to interact each other. This is an introduction. Now definition is here. As you see, definition you can write interaction of living organisms with the non-living things in a particular environment is called as ecosystem. So this is the definition of ecosystem. That is interaction of organisms, okay, together with the non-living constituents of the environment. So what is that? Here one word should remember, interaction, okay, of organisms. Okay, if you cannot remember, okay, for some time being, with the non-living things. Okay, in environment you should remember this fourth word. Then that is the definition of the ecosystem. You can write that interaction of organisms with the non-living things of the environment is called as ecosystem. Okay, this is the thing. And if you want to increase, okay, that is biotic components, all living things. Things you should not say organisms. Abiotic, non-living things like water, light, wind, soil. The same thing will explain. Now, what is saying? Thus, an ecosystem consists of biotic as well as, here see, ecosystem consists of biotic components, okay, comprising, that is, living organisms. It means here ecosystem also includes, here is said already, biotic components, that is all living things, all organisms. And next what is saying? That is abiotic components. What is that abiotic components? Comprising physical factors like temperature, rainfall, wind, soil, and minerals. So this is the definition, and it's a elaborated content. Okay. Again, I will mention that is, it includes biotic components. Okay, he didn't explain how many will be there, but as we know, living organisms will be like plants, animals, microorganisms. Okay, living organisms plus abiotic. Okay, that includes temperature, rainfall, wind, soil, minerals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here already we have more. This is one thing. Okay, next if you see here, next he'll explain about the types of ecosystems. For example, if you visit a garden, in example, you will find different plants. So here different plants are example of the living organisms, such as grass, trees, shrubs, flower bearing plants like rose, jasmine, sunflower, and animals like frogs, insects, birds. Okay, so all these are what? All these are living organisms, and they interact with each other, and their growth, reproduction, and other activities are affected by the abiotic components of the ecosystem. Here affected is saying no. Why is saying means they are depending. Okay. Okay. Here growth, this is whether they are to grow or not, reproduction, okay, and activities are affected. by abiotic components. It means, suppose example, say, suppose if the grass is there, okay, as a rose plant is there. If whenever you say that every season the rose will not grow, in a particular season will grow. So particular season means the depending on what soil, water, season. Okay. In a season, suppose a plant, a grass is there. Grass will grow in which season? In the rainy season, winter season. In summer, it will grow less. It's affected. Summer affected means summer is what comes under abiotic condition. Okay, reproduction. It in particular season. If you see frogs in the rainfall only, you can see the frogs. Okay, sound. Okay, and normal time will not see. And the it's a reproduction number of the frogs. The quantity also will increase in the rain season. That is, they did reproduction. So because of that result, they have increased their number. Frogs also, insects also. In a particular season. Again, season is depending on what? Abiotic factors. Okay, so growth, reproduction, and its activities means suppose night time mosquitoes will come out and they'll bite evenings. Daytime they'll not be moving. So that is affect activity. Its activity will be based on the environment. When the light comes, then these will go for hunting. Night they'll take rest. They can't go. Okay, like a mango tree will grow. Okay, it means activity, grow and give flowers and fruits, especially in the summer season. In winter, generally they will not grow. Okay, now of course in India, every all over the year we'll get mangoes in particular states, but usually, so that is activities. So growth, reproduction, their functions are depending on the abiotic components. Okay, till now he said living organisms examples. No, so soon he will say, I've already said that is abiotic examples, biotic examples, abiotic examples. Okay, now a garden is an ecosystem. First example of the ecosystem is a garden. Okay, other types of ecosystems also are like forest, ponds, lakes. Okay, it means what? In a garden, soil and water will be there. In the forest, mostly soil, trees, and little pond of water. Ponds full of water, lakes full of water. So different ecosystems. Okay, that's aquatic ecosystem, terrestrial ecosystem, we can say that. These are natural ecosystems. Whatever discussed now, one, okay, all this naturally. No, here these forest, ponds, and lakes are the natural ecosystem, but not garden. While garden is what? It is made by human beings. Gardens and crop fields means agriculture land, okay, are human made. So that is called as artificial ecosystems. Okay, it means that's why natural ecosystem is the forest, one, pond, lake, forest, pond, lake, naturally occurred before human evolution. They are already there. Forest, pond, lake were there. So it's naturally happened. Artificially means human involvement, man-made. Crop fields, garden, agriculture land, all those things are called as artificial. So this is the topic of our environment and ecosystem. So hope you understood. Okay, this is just explanation. Next topic is based on the organism, types of organisms. We'll see soon. Okay, so this is introduction, first page. Okay, got it? So be brave. Let's complete remaining also. Have a nice day.